in Emporium. In the Philippines, I want to say magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat. And for the people in the US watching this live at the Emporium, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Check us out. Emporium is a unique US based, the first of its kind. Okay, the first of its kind. It's a Philippine-made and inspired product showroom and global business center. And its purpose is to create awareness as well as sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the US market. And Emporium is actually a physical place. Like I said, that's where I'm at right now. It's located at 3250 Wilshire Boulevard, number 602 in Los Angeles, California. So if you want to come and visit, please do so. We welcome you. Just go ahead and let us know when you're coming. Thank you. But what the Live Emporium is, this is one of the tools that we use to create the awareness, the sales opportunities by people watching, and hopefully organically, or what we're doing on social media is reaching other people. And I think it is. At the end of the day, what we want is that awareness creation. Okay, so that's what Live at the Emporium is. And today it is packed full of amazing stuff.
I have to admit that I am very much looking forward to this interview. You know, for last week, maybe even two, I've been collaborating with my two guests and finally getting this show or this episode on its way. You know, the topic is so relevant, especially these days with still COVID somewhat out there, obviously, and we all need to stay healthy. So I'm excited to bring this content to all of the supporters of Emporium and really kind of get a feel for what the subject matter is all about. So with that being said, my name is Ferdinand Soriano, and I am the co-founder as well as host of Live at the Emporium. And for those people who have never, ever seen a segment or an episode or never, ever heard, period, what Emporium is, let me go ahead and give you a quick background. Basically, Emporium is the first of its kind, a US-based, Philippine-made, and inspired product showroom and global business center, as well as, well, basically its purpose is to create awareness and sales opportunities. And that's hard stuff. And for us to be able to achieve all that, we need to collaborate with a lot of people just like our guests. And again, what Emporium is trying to do is create sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investments in the U.S. market. So I want to go ahead and say magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat in the Philippines, and good evening to everyone here in the U.S., East Coast and West Coast. And with that being said, if you're interested in going to the Emporium and checking out all the up-and-coming products from the Philippines, please go to 3250 Wilshire Boulevard in Los Angeles, California. And that's number 602. Now that I've told you where the Emporium is, I want to know where you guys are watching. So if you're watching in the Philippines, go ahead and tell us what province you're watching from. We'd appreciate it. And if you're watching in the U.S., tell us what city and state you're watching this from. And lastly, if you have a business you're promoting, it's all about that. It's all about collaboration and Emporium. So with that being said, the episode that we're going to dive in today, the title of it, just in case you're lost and you don't know exactly what you guys are watching, right? The title of the show is called Discover the Vegan Lifestyle with Filipino Flavors. Relevance to me, I'm getting older. I want to eat healthier. I want to understand what having a vegan lifestyle is about. But I also want to know how Filipino flavors will be incorporated into these recipes. So let me go ahead and introduce my guest to everyone. Let me go ahead and start with, not necessarily ladies first, but let me go ahead and start with the gentleman that I'm about to introduce to you. He was born in the Philippines, grew up in the U.S., family immigrated in 1981, I think, works in the finance industry, has been in the home mortgage industry for over 23 years. He was diagnosed with gestational diabetes in 2006, became vegan 5 years ago after being threatened with insulin by his physician, and wants to share that being plant-based is not a death sentence to your taste buds. That's one of our guests. I love him because he's been a good friend of mine, and I've seen his journey. He's been amazing in terms of taking care of himself. The second guest, she is 42 years old, born in the Philippines, but grew up in the U.S. She graduated from Assumption College with a degree in communications and majored in media production. In 2004, she went to Le Cordon Bleu culinary school for a baking and patisserie program, diagnosed with gestational diabetes in 2009, and became vegan after realizing its benefits on losing weight and stabilizing blood sugar levels during pandemic. I want to make sure I got my friends accurately described because they're going to kill me if I didn't do that. So with that being said, let me go ahead and introduce both of our amazing guests, and I'm waiting to discover vegan lifestyle just like all of you that are watching right now. So let me go ahead and bring them on. Please welcome Jay Plaza and Marie Llamas. Hey guys. Guys, can you hear me? Are you guys on mute? Can you hear me? Okay, we're already having an issue with them. Jay, can you guys hear me? Jay, guys? Okay, you guys are somewhat on mute and I can't hear you. You guys are on mute somewhere, somehow. Live in podcast land or live stream. So I don't know if you guys can hear me, but right now I cannot hear you guys. Maybe you guys want to try maybe the other phone just in case, but I cannot hear you guys. So I could always just do the show by myself, but they wouldn't get the most accurate thing possible. So again, let's see what's keeping them muted. Mike, I've been muted, you guys. So while they're doing that, I wanted to good morning, have a healthy day, Ria. Good morning from Cebu. We already have someone watching from Cebu at the moment. She said, have a healthy day ahead, watching from Medellin, Cebu. But I'm still not hearing you guys, so I have no idea why that's the case, on why we're having it. So do you guys try to get on the other phone maybe? Or like I said, I'm going to go into the show by myself. Now, let's see if we can get... Okay. How about that? Can you guys hear me now? Okay. Can you guys say something? I cannot hear you guys. Interesting. I don't know why you guys aren't being able to see. So while we're trying to figure this out, this is an interesting topic. I was also diagnosed GDM way back in 2018. I want to know more about vegan foods. Good morning, watching from the Philippines. There's a lady by the name of Tasi. So again, I have no idea why we're having this issue with the sound. But luckily, I came prepared. I did my research on vegan. And again, I think they can hear me. So, guys, can you hear me okay? Yeah, it looks like we got a lot of viewers, so this is great. But I can't seem to see you guys or hear you. Let me go call my friends. Well, while we're doing that, let me go ahead and go on. Yes, sir. Are we having a little bit of an issue?
But we switched over to Marie's phone. Are we muted at your...
No, I'm not muted. Maybe I can bring Dr. Price on or something while we're doing that, but I don't have you guys on there, and we were already okay. So I don't know why you're having that issue with the phone, that just like the last time. Okay, well, maybe I can be interesting about it and put it on, and maybe I can just put on the microphone while you guys are talking or something.
We could do that. Anything with that would work.
Yeah. Can you? I don't know if the audience can. The audience hear me now? I mean, can they hear? Can they hear Jay through this? What I'm trying to do now. If you're watching this right now, let me know if you guys can hear it. Rodell, can you tell me if you can hear? Go ahead and keep talking, guys.
Okay. Yeah, I'm right here, buddy.
Okay.
Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Can you hear yourself?
Hello.
Yeah.
No, I can't. No.
You're talking, so it's probably going through.
Okay.
Yeah, so go ahead and start the presentation. I have no idea why, or we can just maybe, yeah, you see somebody said they can hear you now, because what I did is I put the microphone, my phone to the microphone so they can hear you.
Wow, okay, wow.
I mean, hey, this is showbiz. You gotta do what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Show must go on.
Yeah, so go ahead, please. So now let me regroup, since they can hear you. A lot of people are actually saying yes, they're coming through. Christina Williams, Rhea, Rodell are saying they can hear you. So now let's move on and talk about exactly about you guys, and just like what we said about the journey to being vegan, and tell us a little bit about Vegan Bayani.
Well, for me, it actually kind of started during the pandemic. I think when you're in a state where you're hearing everybody getting sick left and right, first thing that comes to your mind is, how can I stay healthy? And I just came across, a couple of documentaries about plant-based eating and all the benefits of eating healthy and clean and cleaning your system. Mr. Lamar Price, that's going to come on later, can actually vouch for that, because I go to him for health reasons and anything that I'd like to know about cleaning myself, being healthy and everything. He was my go-to guy. So, being told that I have gestational diabetes, and if I don't take care of it, it'll go to stage, to a full-blown diabetes, it kind of scares me now. So I was always wondering, what can I do to actually make myself healthy, not get sick, not rely so much on meds anymore, and basically just eating your veggies. As funny as it sounds, I mean, they really do hold the power, and I understand now why parents are really pushing their kids to eat veggies, because it really is good for you, for your body, and I think going through plant-based diet actually helped me kind of be on top. I didn't think I'd be back to my high school weight, but here I am due to plant-based, and I was able to maintain it. My blood sugar was normal. I didn't have issues with, high blood sugar and all that. So it was just really an awakening for me that, I had to rethink the way I eat. I had to rethink, the consequences of, eating meat. Not just for my body, but, environmentally wise. So.
Never heard of healing your body through eating, and that's what plant-based is about, is healing your body. Let your body heal, because you're not eating you're not eating meat, that causes inflammation inside your body. You're not drinking dairy, anything that will cause harm to your body. And and a lot of people don't really realize that actually causes harm. And so as we get older, it becomes more apparent for me, especially, that there are things that are coming up, health issues that are coming up, that's really caused by diet. So that's my journey, and I've been for almost 6 years now with my wife, Bernadette. Okay, so that's my journey.
When I first talked to you guys about this, I thought you guys have an amazing message, and with me, my excitement about it was I get to learn just like everybody else is watching right now about your journey. Jay, right. I joke around with you, right? Okay, that I say average Joe, right? Because the reality is that some people may not understand what vegan is all about, right? And I always like to approach the way you guys are doing it, because you got Marie, who is a chef. She went to Cordon Bleu. She knows all about cooking, and she actually went through the same thing that you went through. But with you, I know you and the way your transformation is from being a certain way, because I know how we when we worked in the industry, how we ate and all that stuff, and then you transformed yourself into this the skinny guy, that you've lived healthy, and it was a struggle in the beginning for you, but I'm proud of you that you do that. So that's why I think the message is amazing. So that's why now you have Vegan Bayani that you're trying to use as a platform. And tell us about that. How did you guys get together and try to do that?
Well, actually, I know, I've seen him around in church and everything, but I never realized that I was going through like health problems and everything. And my mother just came up to me. He's like, Jay is vegan and he's going to be at the party. Is there something you can bring for him to eat, to enjoy? Like a cake or something. So I made a vegan chocolate cake, and then from when we saw each other again, he had so many questions about how I did it. And it's a common thing when I'm making things with people that have like dietary restrictions, and they always ask me, can I make something that doesn't have this, and that? And it surprises me that when I do bring it in, they always ask me, how did you do it? How do you do that? And to me, like, that has been like, well, they want me to teach them this. Well, okay, if I'm going to teach you this, it's like, I have to go to your place. I have to go to your kitchen and do that. It's like, what if I could just film it and have anyone see it, so that if anyone wants to know how I did it, they have access to it anytime, 24/7. So, this whole thing, and then we collaborated about, when you make this, what did you do to substitute? And, we kind of just bounced off on each other and how to cook things. So we just naturally thought, hey, wouldn't it be nice to share this to everyone who's, struggling to cook vegan food, and they want to make it fun and tasty, and, nothing so serious about it. It's just, food is food. I mean, you learn how to substitute certain things to make it healthy for you.
Okay, what I wanted to find out now is, one, I want to engage the audience. 2 questions. Can you guys still hear us? And 2, if anybody's watching, has anybody here ever thought about leading a vegan lifestyle? And, maybe give us some perspective on your experience so far, I guess, if you're in that journey. So I want to know about the people. Right now, I know that we had a little challenge about the sound, and it probably will continue to do that. And, it is what it is, I guess. But this content to me is very relevant and very valid to today's environment, and I'm not going to let any technology stop us. Like I said, if you can still hear us, great, let us know, and if not, we'll try to muddle through it and figure out why we're having this issue. But for now, let me go ahead and ask you guys, before we go into the next segment, let's go into a little quick commercial, so to speak, and see if maybe we can try to fix it. If not, we're just going to keep going, guys, okay? Hold on for a moment, and let's go ahead and let me put in for the first commercial. Okay, Thank you, and we are back. So you just watched some of the products that Emporium is consistently trying to promote into the U.S. market, and today we're joined. It's a different topic. We're talking. This is a special edition of it. We're talking about the vegan lifestyle, discovering it with Filipino flavors. So what I'm excited about is let me bring back Marie Llamas and Jay Plaza. Now I want to ask you guys. Some people may not understand what veganism is and the vegan lifestyle. So can you sort of define that in the amount of time that we have and let us know exactly what that means to people who may not be completely understanding of it?
Okay. Basically, anytime someone asks me what it is, I just say it's just eating things that doesn't have any kind of animal byproduct, meaning anything that's coming from an animal. Like dairy, the meats, the eggs, and all that. And to me, everything that's growing from the ground, anything that's plant-based, I guess, so to speak, is what vegan is all about. And the beautiful thing about this is nobody really fully understands that. If the animals are eating this to have this kind of nutrients. Why do we have to kill the thing that's eating it when we could go directly to the source of what they're eating? So basically, veganism is just going back to ancient times and how people are eating, and if they were able to live hundreds of years, just going through that kind of diet, I think it makes sense. Why don't we go back to that kind of eating? So that's what I think veganism is.
Yes, veganism basically is it's not a diet, by the way, and I don't like using that word diet because it kind of tells people that it's temporary, and it's not temporary. It's like a lifestyle, like you said, Ferdinand. So that is actually the right term to use because eating basically a clean lifestyle, eating more plant-based, more whole foods. It's better for your body. It doesn't cause inflammation. And also, you can avoid a lot of autoimmune diseases too. So, my journey is through veganism has been confirmed and attested by some of the medications that I used to take, and I don't take them now. And so, veganism is basically eating clean lifestyle, and it's a reset for people who are meat eater. So, it's for everybody, and it's probably the best thing that's ever happened to me. I don't know about you.
Well, sometimes I think when you put a sort of things in perspective, because obviously when it comes to diet, and this is not a diet, you just said that, and I will emphasize diet, it's not. So, because people go, oh, that's just a diet. I don't want to do a diet.
Like a life sentence.
Yeah, right. So it's not, people. The people that are watching, it's just something that you become more creative and be more mindful. And veganism, from what I've read so far, I mean, there's been a vegan society, I think 1949, even before that. Obviously, it's something more organized. I was reading that, and like I told you, I try to read and sound like I know what I'm talking about, okay? So I tried to read that, and that's what I read. And I thought, well, again, it's not a diet. It's been around for a while, a lot of data on it. And to me, like, for example, when I have a guest from the Philippines and we're talking about ingredients, they're lucky in the way that a lot of the products that they're consuming in the farms and agricultural areas, right now, that's the best thing you can do is really fortify yourself, because as much as we want to say that COVID is not around anymore, and I'm not using that to scare or be somewhat annoying about it, I just think that is the only thing that not only can it give you peace of mind because you're doing the best that you can, and the vegan lifestyle, from what I've read so far, is sort of like a protection of some sort for that. I don't know if you agree with that thought process, but I'm just saying that's another reason why you'd want to do a plant-based or this, consider a vegan lifestyle.
Yeah. And it is good too for the agricultural sector of the country, because we're providing opportunities for farmers to grow and extend their knowledge of their products, of what they're growing on their actual farms. So, it comes full circle. It's not just helping health-wise, but economically wise and environmentally wise, it's helping off on those different areas.
You guys are on a right track with what you're doing, because I know you guys have plans, and we'll talk about a little bit about that later, about really expanding on your platform. But there's people watching it on YouTube. A person named Michael Lazo, Rodel Sinapilo, Christina Williams, Adventures in Succulents. I already said that. So that's probably a lot of people. Rodel, Ria, and they're all just saying they're checking out on me for the love of family. That's a lot of people watching you guys right now, at least for my platform. I'm not one to inflate who watches this platform. I'm just excited to even have 10 people watch it at any given moment. So that what you're watching is very relevant. So any last comments for this segment of defining veganism and what you want people to understand and not be misunderstand as far as what the vegan lifestyle is about? Any last comments?
Well, people seem to feel so serious about this. I mean, it's really not that big of a deal. I mean, this is fun. If people kind of just, explore the different ingredients out there, they'll be surprised that, there's a lot of vegetables out there that could work just as good as, any byproduct ingredients too. So it's really about discovering your options in eating healthy, and it's really about having fun with food. I mean, we want to entertain people, and we want food to be like the center of every occasion. So it's gotta be fun, and the inclusivity of it. So we want everybody to be included in the dining table, not just have vegans be separated from everyone else, and everybody can enjoy the same kind of food. You know what I mean? So we want to make this fun for everyone.
Yeah, exactly. Vegans don't have to sit in the corner, man. And we're like, while we're waiting, we're kind of watching everybody eat their thing. But for it's veganism. It can be really fun.
If we can convert one soul, I mean, I think
we've done a job.
We've done our job.
I think if nothing else, you're probably going to hit people with an alternative. Okay, if nothing else, an alternative, because it's one thing to say, well, I don't like it, blah blah blah, but I like this. No, that's fine. I'm okay with that also, to a certain point. But just not knowing what a certain lifestyle is also would be sad if you didn't know exactly the benefits of it and what it is really. And just like when I was young, my mom or even my wife today hates it when people don't want to taste something just because of ignorance. So at least what I would love for you guys to be able to do is do a lot of education. Not only educate about vegan, but educating the vegan lifestyle with the Filipino flavor, because obviously that's my agenda in trying to get more people understanding of Philippine ingredients. So that's why. So anything else that you guys want to add on to that?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
We're keeping it fun, man. So
I mean, we can get real some more if you want. I mean, but I'm trying to hold myself back, because what I'm doing with this phone now, I don't get to eat the food because I'm using both of my hands to run the show right here. Yeah, I'm trying to get the Turon that you sent to me, but now I think what I'll do is I'll have your surprise guest. Sort of, you guys have a talk, and while I just keep running the show in the background. But before,
so make sure your wife gets one, okay, bro?
No, it's already consumed. I tasted it for curiosity. I hid the other one already, but anyway.
I know where you live.
Yeah. I know, and that's the part that I'm telling everybody, that you'd be surprised. Like I said, there's a lot of misconceptions about the vegan lifestyle, the foods and all that. So with that being said, let me go into another commercial really quick, so this way I can acknowledge the people that are supporting Emporium right now. But the next topic, I'm going to let you run that next segment, okay, because we have a surprise guest, and I will just, tell me, Ferdinand, put him on now, okay, don't put his name on here now. I mean, I'm going to do all that, but before we bring him on, let me go ahead and you guys are going to introduce this gentleman. But let me go ahead and do a quick commercial, and it's going to be a really quick one. Again, I want to acknowledge SP Agbayani from SP Realty.
It's a beautiful day. No worries today. Cool breeze outside my window. This is the life. You're set for life. Just loving life. Retiring style with SB.
Hey guys, we are back. We are back. Let me go ahead and address everybody watching. Again, my name is Ferdinand Soriano, and I'm the co-founder of TheEmPHorium, the first ever U.S.-based Philippine-made products and global business center based in the U.S., trying to market or create awareness and sales opportunities for Philippine-made products, services, and investment. Today, it's a special edition of Live at TheEmPHorium, and the correlation or the connection is that we have two wonderful, amazing people on the show talking about their journey, talking about what they want to do with their message about vegan lifestyle and incorporating that. And hopefully you guys are discovering it along with me and discovering the vegan lifestyle with Filipino flavors. I got to have my Filipino flavors, okay? So if I'm going to do any sort of transformation, I want to retain that. So let me go ahead and bring back the two people that I've become so, well, I already know one of them, Jay Plaza, and then Marie Llamas. She's very sweet, lovely, and intelligent, and she knows what she's talking about in terms of the different types of cooking when it comes to vegan. So let me go ahead and bring them back on again. So, hey guys, we're back again. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so you guys are now going to be the host of this third segment. So the third segment that we're going to be talking about, we're going to be going back to describing, I would say, I want you to describe more about Vegan Bayani and its mission, and how are you guys going to incorporate Filipino flavors. But if you want to go ahead and bring your surprise guest, let me know, and I'll go ahead and bring him on.
Yeah. Well,
People are saying they can't hear anything. I haven't heard Mary talking for a while. Can't hear Marie talking at all.
what I was talking about earlier is basically we're trying to kind of introduce our cuisine, vegan friendly. So we want to make sure that. Okay.
All right. So. Yeah, you hear that, Ferdinand?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Yeah, but some of the people are texting us saying that they can't hear us. Now you can.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Lamar, are you on? Lamar?
Well, I
Yeah,
heard him.
I'm here. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah, there you go, Dr. Price. So yeah, everything's okay. Go ahead.
So we were talking about, Lamar, about collaborating with you about helping us with these vegan.
Dr. Price, you
Ferdinand, I hear you really well. I just don't hear Marie. I haven't heard them for a while. They're going in and out.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ferdinand, bring me up to date. What's going on? I don't know if you all want me to speak now or not because I didn't hear any of what they said after the commercial.
No, go ahead, Dr. Price. What it is that we're talking about veganism at the moment. And so they've introduced you.
Great.
So go ahead.
Okay, so I've been able to listen to from the beginning, and thank you for the TheEmPHorium platform. And Ferdinand, thank you for having me. And I'll make it real quick and short. You can bring me back on the show if you would like to for any further information. I know the time is short, and I know my time is limited. I only have a few minutes to speak. I have a wealth of knowledge and information. I'm a scientist and a researcher. Just to give you a recap of words, I studied languages, and the Philippines. I love the Philippines. It's one of the most beautiful islands. The history is great, is grand. Your name, Ferdinand, is the exact same name of the founder of the Philippines. But prior to the 1500s, before he even discovered, there were already natives of the Atags tribes, and they were blacks, they were Africans, mixed in with Asians, the Europeans, the Spanish. You do the history, their diet was vegan. They had a vegan lifestyle on the Philippines before colonization, before the influence of America taking over. And you got to go back to your basic roots and principles. Vegan lifestyle is very important. The definition of a vegan is basically anyone who consumes food that is plant-based, and they do not derive their diet. Diet is very important. That is a word. If you study the word diet, it's lifestyle. Diet is a lifestyle. It's an habitual way of consuming foods repeatedly or being strict to a regimen or a way of eating. And when you eat plant-based, you are pretty much considered the vegan lifestyle. But then if you get technical, vegans are people who only eat plant-based. Plants are living organisms, which are technically forms of animals. You just don't want to come in contact with the blood of the animal because the life of the flesh is the blood. Blood is called DNA. I am a hematologist. As a scientist, someone who studied agricultural science, I speak different languages so I can understand principles and sources to solve solutions. If you want to find out where your symptoms come from, instead of saying diabetes, and in the Filipino community, I am a kuya tutoy. I am a brother for many of them. I could tell you that diabetes is a Greek word. It means to just pass, receive something. When you add the word mellitus, now you're becoming medical. Diabetes mellitus, you're putting Greek and Spanish, Latin together to say, pass me some sugar. We're talking about the pancreas. So many people say, oh, I was dealing with diabetes. It's a medical term. If you want to get technical, I teach people, go back to your ancestors. They were plant-based. The Philippines, if you go enough, they were eating fish. Fish is an Asian, you got Japan, Singapore, Korea, the Asian communities, the healthiest out of 193 countries. I've been plant-based for 22 years. I went plant-based in 1996. I did vegan lifestyle from 96 to 2000 because I was diagnosed with 3 major diseases that they said there was no cure for. Leukemia. I was diagnosed with cancer of the blood, leukemia stage 4 in 96 at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in Los Angeles. It's on record. I was also diagnosed with melanoma skin cancer. It's on record. And I was also diagnosed with hepatitis C, as in cat. Now, with those three major diseases, there's no cures for any of these diseases, not even diabetes. Everything's treatable, but according to medical science and research, there's no cure. How do you fix these problems? Identify the source. If the life of the flesh is your blood is called DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. The more acidic a human being becomes, disease thrives in the form of viruses, which are bacteria and germ, pathogens, E. coli, ptomaine. And when germs enter into the bloodstream, your organs seem to take on an effect of a symptom to send a warning to the brain. The brain physically gives you the aftermath or the side effect of pain, discomfort, irritation, fatigue, low energy, mental psychosis, dizziness. You start naming all of these symptoms. But in America, if they say your symptoms are directly related to diabetes, poor blood circulation, your vision, dry mouth, thirsty, frequent urination, your feet hurt, neuropathy, gout, gangrene, I tell people, let's not focus on the symptoms, because they're just going to give you metformin, which is from the blood of the pig. I used to prescribe it every day. I did my pre-med at USC. After getting a bachelor's in health sciences and biology, I went in to become a doctor, medical doctor, worked in Cedars-Sinai ICU. I worked in the ER. I did 5.5 years. My job was to prescribe drugs. My job was to take your blood, run it through a panel. Trust me, these panels are calibrated with algorithms. The numbers and the codings are based on the calibration of the Caucasian man, not the Filipinos. Why are Filipinos? Why are Asians? Why are African Americans, Hispanic, Latino? Why are we being the leaders of diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol, all of the diseases known in America? They didn't have these diseases under Ferdinand II, under Queen Elizabeth in Spain, and telling us that we need to check sugar levels. We need to check our A1C, glycemic glucose. Now you're speaking Greek and Latin. Technically, there is no blood sugar because you're not sitting at home eating sugar. If people are checking blood sugar, they might as well check their blood salt and pepper levels, their blood Obey, Mrs. Dash, Laurie's. Why are we checking for sugar? It's a myth. It's something that they've gotten into your brain. They're desensitizing the Filipino community to make us think, oh, you're pregnant, gestational. You're a kid, type 1. You're an adult, type 2. You're in the Philippines, or you're on an island. You're in San Diego. You're in Mexico. You're on the border. You're borderline diabetes. It's just a bunch of foolishness. Let's educate our people. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm ending it. Let's promote the diet. The diet means lifestyle. Study the definition. I study words. I'm an etymology major. Your lifestyle should be plant-based. If you consume from the earth, it goes back to the book of Bereshit, which is Hebrew for beginning. The Greeks call it Genesis. 1:29 says, for every tree, every herb, every plant, every seed that beareth after its own kind is for healing of the body. If you want to solve the problem, go back to the source. How did the adversary, the devil, how did disease and sickness and death enter into the world? It was by food. Metabolism is the process of simply turning food into energy. If you eat from the earth, as an earthling, where we come from, you return back to the earth, go back to your source, go back to the seed, you eat from the earth. Disease cannot thrive in an alkaline body. And if you all have a question, I'm here. If we got the time, I'm not sure. I know it's short. I'll come back if you all want me to. I have so much information that could promote what my brother and sister are promoting. They are telling you all, you change the way you eat, you go back to the basics, go back and keep it simple. Simplicity is everything. You eat healthy, you will be healthy. But if we keep putting processed foods into our body, corn syrup, starch, fructose, sucralose, sodium dextrose, they take salt, which is an element, Na/2, and I've studied the whole periodic table. I am a chemist. I am a physics major. I can assure you, if you take something from nature and you change it, you add to it, you take away, you're cursing it. Changing is cursing. That means you're going to put some sodium with dextrose bicarbonates into your body. The body on a cellular level has no clue of what to do with it. Now you're talking about tired fatigue. Now you're talking about frequent urination. Now you're talking about the symptoms of diabetes, and your pancreas has nothing to do with any of the symptoms of gout, neuropathy, and dry mouth and frequent urination and thirst. We need to educate our people. Let's educate the Filipino community to wake up, become conscious. Let's get back to a farm. That's what the Filipinos did. They lived on the farms. They ate from the earth. They had the fruits, the vegetables, the nuts, the grains. They climbed the trees. They took the coconuts. They took the mangoes. You eat from the earth as an earthen vessel, you will be healthy. You don't have to worry about nothing, to be anxious for nothing of any disease, because the Creator, the Most High, God, who is the creator of all living organisms, and in the Filipino community as Catholics, Christians, we know that God is sovereign, and he said we have dominion over all sickness and disease. Do not defile the temple. We don't want to eat anything unclean. Be careful with all of the sodas. Be careful with all of the junk that are in our communities that they're influencing us with to eat. If we eat unhealthy, we will be unhealthy, and it's up to the doctors and the medical scientists to give it a name. And when they give it a name, then we claim it, we proclaim it and say, I am a diabetic. I suffer with high blood pressure. I suffer with diabetes. You have to ask yourself, what the heck are you talking about? Because if you go back to the 16, 17, 1800s to the Philippines, they didn't know nothing about all of this stuff. They weren't dying in their 80s. They weren't getting their toes and feet cut off. They weren't pricking themselves, checking sugar levels. They weren't counting numbers and factoring in all of this stuff that's made up by the Caucasian men. Thank you for the time.
Dr.
Bring me
Price,
back. Yes.
Dr. Price, before you go, really quick, I know that you felt like you needed to say all that really quickly. What I think what you just accomplished there is really just open people's eyes, but you didn't do justice to what you just said, because a lot of people probably just took bits and pieces of it. So I'm sure Jay and Marie would love to have you on their show soon, and I personally would like for you to come back and give us some more information. But for now, I just want to say thank you for enlightening us, because all that stuff, as you were listing all of them, I had to do a mental checklist of my own concerns.
Yes, please put my information. I'm an open book. I'm accessible. I am a real physiology major. I've dissected the human body. I know the organs. Tell the family. We're all family. It's one race. It's a human race. Marie is my sister. I love her, her kids, her family. She knows that I'm a nutritionist. She knows I teach people what to eat, what not to eat. I line it up with natural principles, universal laws. We don't have to get fancy. We don't have to get complicated. Keep it simple. Our great-great-great-grandparents, they didn't do all of this brand new stuff that's out here. It's too much information. It's overwhelming. Everyone's an expert, but we want truth. The truth has made us free. My number is out there. You can reach out to me. It's right there in the chat, 424-274-2016. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I'm the real deal. I'm not a con. I'm not with the shenanigans. Call me if you're serious. I do iridology. I don't expose you to radiation. I don't need to take your blood and run it through a panel. Call me. You can send a picture. I got people right now in the Philippines sending pictures of their eyes to me so I can help them get diagnosed properly and then tell them what to do to correct the problem. All right. Yeah, I see you, man. I see money in that eye, Ferdinand. I see your future, man. Come on. So listen, Ferdinand, have me back. Yes, have me back, man. I'm ready.
Thank you so much for your time, Dr. Price.
Thank you, Marie. Thank you, Ferdinand. Appreciate it. Thank you to him.
Hey guys, so we're back. What I like about Dr. Price is that, one, I feel bad because we didn't have a lot of time to be able to talk with him, right? So
you'll see them more because he's going to be working with us. So there's going to be parts of the show where he's going to be explaining all that.
Okay, it looks like a lot of people have comment. I love this show because it's the first time I've actually had people very passionate about something, and then I have people who have made comments from a gentleman named Angelo Lofredo. Again, I love his comments. He said this guy doesn't have any clue. He said that DNA is only in blood. I'd like to think that, one, we are all. I base everything on my own experience. So I think that without knowing more about Dr. Price and what he talks about, as much as I want to maybe possibly agree with Angelo to a certain degree, I can't, Angelo, because I don't know.
I actually know Angelo. Yeah, he's also really knowledgeable about all this because, he has a green thumb and he's a professor. And then when he comes to visit our house, he's actually my uncle. He's actually my uncle. He's married to my aunt. He's an Italian. So, he also knows a lot of stuff about, plants and food and everything, being an Italian, but very passionate about food. So, the whole thing here is, like I said, what Jay and I are doing, the premise of the show is actually, how do we Filipinos enjoy our Filipino cuisine, since majority of the Filipino cuisines that we love the most all contains stuff like meat or fish or any animal byproduct. How can we enjoy those cuisines? What can we do to substitute it to enjoy those dishes? You know what I mean? So that's the whole challenge, and that's the whole fun part of this journey. And we want to make sure that we're taking you guys along for the ride.
Guys, I'm going to go ahead and go into our last little commercial, but we want to end it with talking a little bit more about Vegan Bayani and what you guys want people to do after the show. Since we started sort of late because of our technical difficulty, and we're still having it, but at least we're managing that people can hear us. That's why I love, live, because stuff happens. So let me go ahead and do a quick support of one of our supporters. The name of the company is Teofilo Coffee. They serve Barako coffee, Philippine coffee in Los Alamitos and Long Beach. And I really would like for you guys to consider it if you're thinking about Philippine coffee.
Hi, my name is Ron, and this is Teofilo Coffee Company. Where we drink coffee black.
And we're back. As you can see, we've had a very energetic interaction with a lot of different, subcategories of a vegan lifestyle. I guess that's what I could probably put it. And I'm just happy that Jay and Marie of Vegan Bayani, who is on their way, on their maiden voyage and trying to send the message out, so to speak, to the masses and what they're doing, because there's already people obviously talking about the vegan lifestyle, okay? But what I love about what they're doing is they're incorporating Filipino flavors, and that's what's going to differentiate it, because there's a lot of issues in the Filipino community about, like what Dr. Price was saying about diabetes. And if this will help in some way and maybe change some of our eating habits, maybe, again, this is all maybe just a thought-provoking. So let me go ahead and bring back Jay Plaza as well as Marie Llamas of Vegan Bayani. So guys, tell us about your plans for Vegan Bayani, and again, reiterate the true message that you want. Like, what's your mission? What's that journey going to be like?
Okay, so as far as Vegan Bayani is concerned, our purpose really is to prove to our fellow countrymen,
fellow countrymen, I like that.
French countrymen and countrywomen, basically that your taste buds don't have to suffer once you switch to the vegan lifestyle, right? That you can still enjoy the food. So Filipino comfort food can actually be good for you. So and that's like a tagline that be ringing in my head every day as we go in this journey, because right now we're testing recipes, and we're looking at the ingredients, right? Ingredients are very important. Okay, so I see a question there from one of your viewers about Beyond Meat and Impossible Meat. Would I consider that? Would we consider that? Well, there are plant-based alternatives that more whole food type alternatives to that. It's still processed food, but if you ask me, if you rather than eating meat, I'll eat those alternative meat products more. But there is, we'll probably touch on that, how to make your own burger patties and all that stuff from stuff you can find from the store. And it'll taste great, and it'll be better for you. So those are the things that we're going to be journeying with us.
I'm raising my hand because I have to interrupt you, because since you're talking about Beyond Meat as processed food, this sweetness, goodness right here was made by Marie, and I was actually going to eat it while you guys were doing the interview, but since we had a little technical difficulty, I couldn't. So now I just want to tell you that it's turon, and just really quick, I want them to know what this turon is made of, because my wife was even asking.
Okay.
Because they talked about Beyond Meat, right?
Okay, so this is what I call the halo-halo turon. And you get it right, halo-halo meaning all the stuff that you find in your halo-halo is inside that turon, minus, the milk and the ice and everything. So, the ube that you're seeing there, if you go to the store and you look at the ingredients of the ube halaya, it has milk, like dairy. So I substituted it with sweetened condensed milk from coconut. So it's a coconut condensed milk and coconut milk with a plant-based butter. And then it turns out to be exactly like ube halaya. Actually, I find it tastes better with the coconut. So I put that on the banana. I put all the other ingredients that you find in your halo-halo, and I just deep fried it like you would with a turon.
I'm sorry, but I just had to eat it in front of everybody, because the reality is that people talk crap about stuff. They don't know anything about it, but I guarantee you guys, I'm still considering the lifestyle. But this stuff is amazing. The ube, I mean, it's just right for me. There's sometimes certain things are too sweet, but every ingredient. That's why when I'm eating it, I don't feel so bad. Doing it. Yeah. So go ahead. Please keep talking.
I glazed it with the coconut sugar. I rolled it on coconut sugar before frying it, and coconut sugar actually has a very low glycemic index level. So for those who are diabetic and are craving for sweet, switch to coconut sugar. And you know what? It does good for your body, and it processes it better because it's natural. And you know what? I find it more flavorful. That's why I'm saying that, it doesn't have to be boring going vegan. If you just know how to read ingredients and know what it does for you, you can have fun with it. So there's a lot of things that I do with coconut sugar. I use it for cookies. I use it for, anything that if it calls for white sugar, I substitute it with that, and it's great, So that's the aim of the show. We want to make sure that you guys know how, to pick the right ingredients and what could you do with it. Especially in the Philippines, we have a lot of, products there that, are just not known here. And I would love to one day make a show about, things we find, in the Philippines, and what could you do with it.
As a matter of fact, Ferdinand, a lot of Filipino manufacturers right now, you find them sometimes in Cebu City. They have a vegetarian chicharron. So there are people who are aware already, and there's some manufacturers in the Philippines also that manufactures vegan food, and so the movement is slowly picking up pace. But the thing is that it's not fast enough. So we want to educate and dispel a lot of the myths about veganism.
Well, I told you guys about this, and U.S. market, you're not going to believe this, but there's actually a company called Vegetari that makes plant-based crispy pata. Look it up. Look it up in the Philippines. It's called Vegetari, and Liempo. Okay, all the inasal. I mean, because, like I said, they found a way to make certain things taste amazing, just like the one I'm tasting now. I'm not trying to be purposely a pig in front of all of you. I'm just trying to make a point. I'm just trying to make a point that it's really good. That's all. I mean, I'm being overly dramatic or whatever, goofy, but it is really good.
Yeah, thanks. So we'll be having we'll be debuting soon. So we hope to see you guys on and watch our shows, and it will be fun because who doesn't like to play around with food, right?
Yeah, your mom told you not to play with your food, but this time you're actually going to play with food.
Yeah, experiment.
Your IG page. I'm sorry, I got food in my mouth. Your IG page is and Facebook page is right there. For Facebook, Vegan Bayani, and then for IG, it's the same thing at vegan_Bayani. And you can get recipes. I'm thinking you guys want to get recipes and
yeah, we'll be posting a lot of stuff. showing demos, all that.
Okay. With that said, let's end the show with something inspirational, maybe going back to your journey and the difference between, in the last 5 years, Jay, and maybe also for you, so that this way we can end it on a positive note.
Ladies first.
Well, really, on a culinary standpoint, we want to highlight Filipino cuisine. And at the same time, we want to be healthy about it. So, we chose to go plant-based because for me, when I went to plant-based, a lot of things has changed for me physically. And, I've liked how I moved. I feel lighter. My skin got better. Everything just got better for me when I switched to vegan. And, I want to bring it to light where, we could have our comfort foods be well. So, we don't want to sacrifice the taste because we have to change certain ingredients. Well, and it's slowly, people are picking it up. And I think this is the best way also for vegans to see how flavorful Filipino food could be.
That's right.
Yeah. How about you, Mr. J?
For me, the last 5 or 6 years or so has been a journey, right? So not only did the weight come off, and that's an obvious effect of going vegan, but more importantly, waking up in the morning, with a headache, with the aches all over your body. I don't feel that, especially at my age, right? And so the thing is that I actually look forward to my doctor visits. So, before I was scared of crap. Excuse me, I can't say that on TV. It was scared of jeebies out of me to actually go to my doctor, and now I look forward to it because I switched doctors. I switched to a doctor that's more plant-based, but he's encouraging me, and I got off one of my meds already that I thought I'd never get off. My cholesterol level is under control, and my goal is to eventually get off my diabetes meds, and I think that's not too far away from me. So that and it's possible for anybody who's listening to the show to have that happen. It's very possible, and so that is my message. And that's the vibe that we want to have with Vegan Bayani.
You guys don't realize that your audience is a mixture of people right now, and you're uplifting in many different ways that you guys may not realize, and that's the reason why I invited you to the show, because I saw what the message is all about, especially for Philippine manufacturers, right? One, you guys are uplifting people who may want an alternative, a different lifestyle. Everybody will say, "Oh, healthy." I'm not about controversy or discussion or anything like that. I just want people to experience it before they say no to something, right? Just to get an idea, because it's always about balance for me, at least. Second, the audience that you're also talking to are Philippine manufacturers. There's a gentleman who just came out. His name is Rodel. He just said, "Hello, can you check out Coco Deli based in Quezon? Maybe we can collaborate in some ways." These are the type of things that I would like for something to happen to you guys. Be a spokesperson for manufacturers to promote, like the cocoa sugar that you just mentioned. Boy, when you said that, it's like, I didn't want to throw up the turon I'm eating, but I was so excited because that's exactly what it is. It's the cocoa sugar, right? There's a lot of other ingredients that people need to know, not only about this lifestyle, but about Philippines and all the abundance it has in terms of the product. So that's why I'm saying to you that I hope, I'll end it with this, that you guys keep on thinking of it that way as a way to uplift Philippine manufacturers or products, but at the same time do that.
You would love to. I mean, we would love to discover the new things that are coming out and how we can put that incorporate that in the food. I mean, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go, man.
So
show people how it's used.
With that being said, I want to thank you, and I'm just going to go ahead and sign you guys off, and then I want to go ahead and apologize profusely to everybody again. So I'm going to go ahead and say goodbye to you guys, okay?
Bye.
Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. That pretty much wraps up the show. I'm so excited. I am full. I am satisfied in every which way as far as, the whole topic. Not only did I feed my mind, I fed my stomach, and it was really good. Thank you, Marie Llamas, for bringing that turon. I appreciate it. And Jay, You and I have been friends for a long time, my friend, and I am happy, very happy for you. You found that lifestyle that works for you in terms of the way you're eating. I personally need to reconsider certain things because of some of the things that I'm doing with these projects. I need to be more mindful of that, right? And then I also want to thank Dr. Price for being on here. He had a lot of amazing things to say. And again, some of it went over my head, some of it actually I related to, and some of it really made sense in many ways. But also, obviously, you're always going to have people, Angelo, who also is very knowledgeable. I don't know him, but except that I love interaction in that way. As long as we're both educating each other, empowering each other, elevating each other's existence, that's probably the best for me. And that's what Emporium is trying to do as far as Philippine products into the U.S. market. So with that said, thank you, everyone. By the way, tomorrow, please look out on your social media page. Please share and subscribe to all of our social media, because at the end of the day, what you're sharing and subscribing to is creating opportunities for Philippine manufacturers and also trying to create entrepreneurs here. I see these two, Jay and Marie, being entrepreneurs and doing all of that also from that perspective. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to be broadcasting from the Philippine Consul General's office in Los Angeles, and we're going to be promoting Barako Coffee. That's something that a lot of you coffee lovers should check out. We're going to have buyers there, distributors. They're going to be tasting the coffee and see what they think. And hopefully you get to join us. All right, with that being said, thank you again for being here. I apologize for the technical difficulty one last time. I don't know what happened there. But at the end of the day, you just have to be as creative as possible. That's why I do like live. I've learned how to kind of land on my feet and not completely look like an idiot, but we did it. We did the show, and hopefully you got something out of it. Thank you so much, everybody, and I promise I'll get them back on the show so that you can hear everything else that you might have missed. Thank you, everyone.
Live in Emporium in the Philippines. I want to say magandang umaga ho sa inyong lahat, and for the people in the US watching this live at the Emporium, good evening, everybody. Thank you for taking the time to at least check it out. Check us out. Emporium is a unique US base, the first of its kind. Okay, the first of its kind.